I'm just getting more and more questions. I'm sure that you see the comments of my videos. So, okay, I'm delivering more content. You are asking, I'm answering. So, for one of the questions, my dear friend, I am fortunate enough to call him my friend. He's working in Ireland with the Matrix Drop system. And he made it possible. Of course, he was one of the people who made it possible that huge lands in Ireland are being treated only, exclusively by water. What does it mean? It means that they put different kind of information patterns into water, which means software, creative software, software from the 0 point field where we all came from perfectly. And there, everything was perfect. It was just, modified, distorted down the road of time and space. So what they managed to do is that the Matrix Drops science team managed to encode creative information patterns from the 0 point field into pure water. And when people are spraying this water on the field is getting all the needed information it needs. What does it mean? It means that organic bodies, organic beings are capable of cold fusion, which means that they are capable of creating any kind of matter they need. The problem comes when the information pattern is distorted. Now, we have all kinds of layers of existence. What does it mean? It means that we can be distorted. Our information pattern sets may be distorted on all kinds of layers of existence. So the Matrix Drop system is delivering the perfect information patterns on all levels, exactly on the level you need it. Okay, what does it mean? It means that, let's say that you suffered a trauma when you were a child. So it is on the emotional layer. So they can deliver that kind of information pattern that can just unleash that blockage on the emotional level that you need, exactly that. Like the computer is choosing the pattern from millions of patterns, and it is just delivering exactly what you need. And when you use this information pattern, it is just dissolving the blockage as it was. So what does it mean? It means that it is dealing with the problems at their root. And I remember many people used this quote, lately, that when we have a problem and we want to solve the problem with a new idea, that makes the situation even more complex and complicated. The situation has to be fixed when there is any kind of modification or just a problem, just a mistake in an originally good pattern, is that dealing with the problem at its root. Now, this is exactly what the Matrix Drop system is doing. So what is happening in Ireland? In Ireland, people started to deal with problems of the soil, of the plants, of genetic modification, everything which is just making more and more and more and more culminating complexity into the systems, into life as it is, that we just cannot deal with anymore. And it is just dissolving these problems. It is not trying to find a new solution for them. It is bringing in the original perfect combination that has created the perfect being, the perfect grass, the perfect plants at the beginning. So you might not understand what I'm explaining. You might have questions. Just check it, for yourself. It means that there are no fertilizers, there are no chemicals, no any other, whatever chemical elements are being used on the plants. Almost dead soil because of, whatever we did to the soil during the last, 50 years, let's say. And soil is getting back into its perfect shape in 2 years. Now, I just was reading an article about a South American agricultural minister, and she said, we stop all kind of chemicals being used on our fields. However, how we can fix whatever we did to the soil, we don't have a clue. Maybe it will take like 50 years. But she said the 50 years by not knowing the method. So the 50 years was just like, it means like we don't know. We don't know if we can even undo what we did to the soil. So what we have to focus on now is that, yes, maybe we will solve the problems of society. And then what? We will stay here with whatever we did to ourselves. We made it to happen. So we have to fix it. And imagine, and this is just unbelievable, there was a dear friend, she's a doctor, and she called me and she said, like, I have a problem with heavy metals. I know that they are causing me problems. How can I get rid of them? And I said, like, yeah, we have a perfect 3 months, like a 3 months period of cure, let's call like this, not a medical term, cure. And you can get rid of that heavy metal. And she said, like, yeah, but how? And I said, like, you just have to take the patterns, regularly, like in homeopathy, and it will disappear from your bones. And she was like, uh-huh. And then she never called again. It was just so funny. But there was a 9-year-old boy whose bone disappeared because all the heavy metals and everything, bacteria and everything, which came because of the heavy metals, just ate his bone up, and his bone was growing back. He just started the cure because his family was supportive and they wanted to do it, just wanted to make it happen. And they just were next to him. They just chose the solution. The whole family was, just get together, and they did whatever they had to. And it is just, they didn't bargain, with anything. They said, okay, this is what we have to do. This is what we will do. And his bones were growing back. Why? Because he was not a doctor. He was a child and he believed it. And he said, yeah, let's do that. My doctor friend never ever called me back. I think she's still like thinks like, oh my gosh, like she really does think that, because I'm not a doctor. And this is like, I'm sorry for that. I really am sorry, because a lot of doctors are sitting in their offices like day and night and working like unbelievable workaholics, and they still cannot solve a lot of problems. And I am just scanning someone with my natural morphogenetic abilities, what everyone has, and then I just say, okay, take the 455, the 676, the 748 or whatever, 3 times a day, and then take a box of, heavy metal treatment for 3 months, and then, it's done. And then they call me back and they are so happy, and they are like, I'm really sorry, I never wanted to hurt any doctor with this. It is a God-given method. I don't have to do anything with it in a way that I just use whatever I was given to, like the morphogenetic field was given to me. People who are turning to me, it is just a given, grace. And all these situations which are like forming, by the way, by using these information patterns, is just unbelievable blessings. And I don't know how did I deserve that. I just decided to stay and fix my mistakes. That was the only decision I made consciously. That was the only conscious decision that came from me. And all the blessings came just after that. And this is what I can tell you, that like just stick around to fix, all our problems that us made. And you will be like blessed beyond limits. Have a blessed day. The world is amazing, beautiful, full with miracles today.